Morning everybody, this is Tony R. Cabin in the Woods. I did a video yesterday on pruning my tomatoes, and I've had a couple of people ask how did I make my cages. So we'll show you that. Today is June 8th and very warm day, nice day out, and it's actually really about 1 o'clock again, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to show you how I did mine. I really learned it from Arms Family Homestead, his channel. Daniel, he has his there, and he's the one I got it from. But I'll show you, I'm doing the same thing he did, and I can show you what I've done. What I used up there, I used two things. One is the wire mesh that you would use in concrete, which comes in 5 foot, 6 foot length, heights, and big rolls. I had for free, I got a roll of 5 foot, and I've used it all up. I have no more. I thought I did, but I also did for my Roma plants. I did shorter version, 36-inch cattle fencing, and I did the same thing. Roma don't get real tall, and so this fencing works. I've used it. It works great. So I'm going to show you what I did here. Most panels in cattle fencing all come in 6-inch groove holes. So what we're going to do is, 2 holes takes a foot. So what I'm going to do, and I'll show you, we need to make this basically 4.5 feet of fencing is what you're going to need here. 4.5 feet of it. So we go right here. This is a 1/2 foot here, but here's one whole one. Here's another whole one. So let me move over here. Here's 1 foot, 2 foot, because these are 6 inches apiece. 2 6 inches a foot. So we'll start again. Here's 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, and we want a 1/2 foot extra. Here's your 1/2 foot. So like I already done, I cut the line right here already, so I knew where it's at. Pre-did it. All right, let me get the camera set up, and I'll show you what I do after that. All right, from here, you can bolt cutters work real good. You might be able to find another pair of cutters somewhere else that may help you. They got wire cutters, big ones. But I just went right on through, cut every one of them, right on down. All right, you don't need this. We don't need that. Next thing you do is you're going to put these together. One thing I've done, what I do is I'll go and kind of bend these in. I've got pretty strong hands. You can use them, just bend them. But another thing you can do is if you have a wrench, stick your wrench in here, and that'll help you bend it also. Just stick it right there, and you can start the bending, and that'll just help you do the bending. So what I do is I pre-bend every one of these halfway there, all the way through. Pre-bend them. This one's a heavy one. Then I take this and I push it on the inside so it catches every one of those all the way through. These will all get caught inside the fencing. So it's all the way through, just like that. Then you're going to take every one of them and just fold them all the way over. So now it's hooked. Fold them all the way over. I kind of bend that back so it doesn't stab you or whatever if you're walking by. Simple, very easy, and they work great. There you go. One more. These are pretty easy to bend. They're not that hard in your hands. I can do it, so I don't need a big wrench. But you can use a wrench. You can use a pair of pliers, whatever you want to do. All right, there you go. It's set. Now what I did was I had T-posts, some junk T-posts, some were bent, some weren't. And I actually would take T-post and I took the bend out of them, or I would cut them. And so I would cut them to, I guess they're about 4 foot tall, the good ones, so I can get out of it. I banged the foot in the ground, and then I would set this right beside the T-post, and I just wired it right to it and held it there. Your tomato plants can go through here, all your holes, they grow up and over. You don't want to use the real small, the small ones, with like 2-inch by 4-inch grooves, because your plants really can't go through that. I mean, if you had to, you might be able to do it, but it'll be difficult on the plant itself. But as you can see, with these grooves, they go right through it. If you have the stuff that has a smaller version, if it has these small ones, I put these at the bottom always, because your plant really is not going to get that big yet till it gets here, and then you start feeding them through here. I have these for my Roma plants. Last year I had these for my pepper plants. They work really good for pepper. If you're going to do pepper plants, you could probably get away with 4 foot instead of 4.5 feet, just a little bit more smaller. And they work really good because that supports the plant real good. But I'm trying something different this year. I had a real long of this fencing, cattle panel, one straight line going through it with 3 T-posts. And as the plants go, I was going to put string on them and just string them to the post and see what happens. I don't know. It's just something I wanted to try this year. If it doesn't work good, well, you learn by trying and you make advancements. But that's how I made my my deals. I mean, like I said, Daniel Armstrong Homestead, good channel. I've talked to him a couple times, and that's where I got it from. And they work really good. They hold your tomatoes. When you put a T-post on the ground, it does not move. I had them last year, and they were just folded over. They didn't fall. They didn't do nothing. It held it really good. So really, the only thing you need to do, you don't even need a tape measure. If you know these are 6 inches apart, you're going to do is count your holes, 4.5, snip it. Then you can take these, fold them over, every one of them. It's secure. It ain't going nowhere. T-post it. It's done. A lot of times, I got, believe it or not, all that stuff you see up there in my garden, T-post, every bit of it, I got for free. Every bit of it. It's on Craigslist, under free. You hunt, you look for it, you find it. I've got a spot out back. My wife calls it my hoarder spot, but that's where all my wire is. I've got rolls of barbed wire. I've got everything I need. If I don't have to go to the store and buy it. I run out there and I go get it. I got it. And that's how I've done everything. Now the cattle panels that you've seen, that's my garden out there, way past up that direction. But the cattle panels that you've seen that I surrounded the garden with, that I did buy. I think next year what I'm going to do is, it's hard to see, I've already showed the video a few times, the roof's blown out of it and everything. Actually, my wife and I are talking. That's a greenhouse. I never had really good luck with it here, and I don't know why, but this year I did lights in my garage, and it skyrocketed. Major difference putting in there. So I think what I'm going to do, because all those panels are falling apart, is I'm going to take all the panels off of it. I'm going to put that fiberglass clear roofing on top, and I'm going to make it actually a chicken coop. And I'm going to make it for when the garden's done in the fall, move the chickens over there and let them, and I'll take up that black mesh, that black tarp I've got in there, take that up and let the birds have at it all winter, all fall, springtime, then move them back out there. I think that'd be a cool spot for them to go, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get that Premier fencing. I'm going to go ahead and get that, because I should have gotten that for my meat birds, but I've just, I'm too tight, don't like spending money. And I like it for free, and I can't find it. So anyway, look, there it is. It is simple, easy. 2 things I have. I got the bolt cutters. I didn't need a tape measure. When it's rolled down like this, it will cut you. It's just better to string it all out and just cut your squares, because most of these are 6-inch squares. So there you go. That's it. And if you want to use a wrench, you can use a wrench. You can use a pair of pliers to bend them. They're really not that hard. My wife probably could bend every one of them except for the top and bottom one. They're a lot thicker metal, but they're pretty easy. Alrighty, well, this is Tony here at Our Cabin in the Woods. Thank you for watching it. If you like what you see, subscribe, and again, hit the bell for notifications when I have a new video coming out. Always hit the thumbs up button, and if you any comments, any information you need, or think of another video like this one here, somebody wanted to know how to do it, and I said, all right, we'll do a video. And I'll do it if I can do it. All right, I appreciate you all watching, and you have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.